Hey everybody. So it's 3:58 a.m. Monday, and just fooling around on Wikipedia, and I stumble across this guy right here, right? And he has some interesting things to say, right? Pope Paul, and I hope I read that right. Pope Paul the Third, right? So let me skip on down to where he gets to the interesting things, and I'm gonna leave this in the description box, so you could please go read it for yourself, because probably positive that reading out loud, I'm going to murder this, what he has to say. Let me get down here. See, this right here is what I thought was interesting, because he talks about a papal bull that he writes that is just another piece of the um, chess game. I mean, he makes it sound all hunky dory, like he's trying to do a good thing, but at the same time, when other people have now gone back and read it, he really didn't do much. As you know, this the bull there was already the bull of was it of oh man, I'm embarrassed. What was the bull that we read? Uh, a bull of 1452, Redemptives verses 1452, right? Pope Nicholas, who had his, that gave them the permission to go seek out, search, subjugate. Basically just what it says here. Where is it? It says here. Look, um, what I want to pick up. Where's a good part? Basically the opposite of what this guy's trying to put in his, right? Here it says the Indians were human beings, and they were and they were not to be robbed of their freedom or possessions, which we know with the papacy bull, it was said, hey, they're enemies of Christ. Go take everything they have, even their lives, if need be, right? And I thought it was interesting that when I'm reading this, when you read this, it even links into the Magna Carta, which I've been big on recently, because just coming across really, I don't want to be rude, but dumb people that sit around and just talk about the election, and they're all like, oh, Donald Trump said he was going to grab a woman. Let's forget Hillary Clinton, that she has a whole list of people that have been murdered, not accidentally killed, but murdered, right? After coming in contact with this woman, after serving under this woman. They just, it's all one sided, because the media, has done a good job of playing off of people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even think for themselves. They just, well, how do you feel? Well, I feel Donald Trump's a racist. Can you prove he's a racist? Because I can prove Hillary Clinton is trained by a Ku Klux Klan member. But nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to look at that. No, how can it be? She's a woman. Women can't be a part of that stuff. Shut up. Get out of here. Whatever. But both, I mean, this all goes back to the Magna Carta, where this shouldn't even be recognized, because it was signed while the king was under duress, and any what was it called? Any declaration or papacy or anything signed while you're under duress should not be recognized. It's null and void, because you didn't sign it freely. And all of the presidents of this empire, of this industry that we live in, right? They all are related to the king that signed the Magna Carta, so they keep that thing valid, except for one. I think it was like the one that the president we had that only lived for 18 days, and then he was like died or murdered by the Jesuits, in my opinion. But yeah, this piece here is supposed to be about indigenous people's rights and stuff like that, and how the Pope back then recognized them, that they had rights. But he doesn't do away with slavery. He doesn't do away with slavery, because it says, where was I reading that? There was a good piece. Here it is. It says here, noted that the bull did not change the transgressional teaching that the enslavement of the Indians was um, permissible if they were considered enemies of Christendom, as this would be considered by the church as a just war. So once again, just proving what we've learned with Dumb Diverses 1452, that this was about religion, which religion then was like politics we have today. You know what I'm saying? Democrat, Republican, and Tea Party, which stuff like that. It was the religion was more of a lifestyle of politics than it was just a secondary thing you did in your free time. Um, and it goes on to talk about the Indian nations had every right to defend themselves, but they didn't know that they were in a war. Apparently, where did it say that? It said there was letters that was sent to them, but there was nothing. Right here. Let me see if I can pick up at a good spot. I'm gonna highlight it. Check this out. Oh, it's kind of blurry. Sorry about that. And here, we'll have to check this out because it seems like this leaves the information in which a slave or someone that has been taken via of slavery was able to free themselves. And of course, if you read below there, it says that that the reason a lot of this was going on is because they had a shortage of slaves. Which what was it Lex? Didn't he just do a video where the young the man was explaining that what they ran out of their own slaves to enslave over there. Like the story of Oliver Twist and stuff like that. They ran out of their own slaves, so they had to find new slaves. And apparently, the same thing was happening in Rome. So they dug up an old law that justified the enslavement of peoples, regardless of sexes. And this is what it really led to. And the only way you were able to undo this is after a certain time period of being in this Christian environment. Then you were allowed to free yourself. So I think it's interesting. I'm going to pass this along to Arthur and a few other people that can dig out the better stuff in this, because I think this might be interesting. Once we start going down the rabbit hole here, and plus, we know who the Indians are. We know they knew who the Indians were. I want to show you this. There's some other stuff that it leaves in there too. Some other things we'll probably end up looking at briefly, just to go over. I mean, the West Indy Press and all these things talk about what he wrote about up here. Let me see this. Let's see. Temple of Jupiter Foundation. Huh? I didn't know that. So, anyways, we'll get into this more. We'll get into this more for sure. And just for those that could sit here and argue the whole Indian, let's make sure I cover this. That he was talking about someone else. I'm gonna show you that I know he was talking about us. 10 little Indians. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it confused. Right? They knew who the real Indians were. Oh, that's a coon. That's a coon. No, shut up. Shut up. Coon is what was it? Coon is Coon are the Wichitas. That's their way of Wichitas call them. Were coons. They what's another way of them saying coons? And look here, 10 Little Indians is an American children's rhyme. It has a old folk song info number of 13512. The words Indians usually refers to a Native American. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it confused. We know you ain't gonna sit here and lie to my face, lie to anyone else's face, or anything like that. No, you ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna do it. You're just not. You're not. Look, the banjo. Look at that. 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 What they say? The Bantu people. Bantu people come over. They invented the banjo, but they supposed to be in Africa, right? Oh man, I'm tasting it. I bet you. I just can't wait. I just hope I can find it. I hope I come across it somewhere where it shows that the Bantu are some of they slip up and they tell us that they were here. And that whole thing, the Bantu name just means people. Yeah, okay, that's a good explanation. I know there's something more to that. And they were here. They were here in the Americas, and they were being removed. They were being removed. And that's why they end up on the west coast of Africa in that awkward position, right over there with these other people that were being brought to Africa on the west coast, like the Libyans. Not the, oh man, you just get me going when they start doing this. 10, look at that. Ooh, just black faces. Man. Old King Cole. See, I was looking at this before. See, I haven't figured out why this seems strange to me. 10. What was it? Was it the black crows that were baked in a pie? Right? That was another one. But I'm gonna figure it out. If I don't, someone else will. Anyways, it's MW Smith. I'll leave everything I found in the description box. Check it out. We still got more to go over. I'm out.